Hello everyone and welcome to today's reading. I hope that all is well. If you are new here, I am LeeApocrypha and it is a pleasure to meet you. And if you are returning, welcome back, soul family. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Alright, let's just see what needs to come out. To all of our guides who are here with us, who seek to help us, please deliver a clear and concise message of what needs to be heard the most for the collective today, or whenever they find it. The one that's lit up, the tower, Whew. Upheaval. There's a lot of skulls, flies, and black flowers. So I did not bring the book, but the colors of the flowers in this deck symbolize their own messages and have their own meanings. This is a lot of death card energy, and right as I was saying that, I see this. This is not the death card, it is judgment. But lots of death card energy, and yes, there's lots of skeletons and skulls and stuff like that. But still, the imagery of the coffin is what stuck out. Endings, 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 endings. I'm seeing two things. With the tower, old foundations, old buildings must crumble in order to be bulldozed over and cleansed so that the foundation can be stabilized and new can be built on top of that. I felt Scorpio energy, and then two cards came out sticking from my pant pocket. The other thing that I see here with the flies and the skulls and things like that is I'm seeing like a corpse, and I don't want people to be afraid. I don't mean that in like a literal term, but I'm seeing a corpse and how the flesh becomes food and nutrients for maggots to turn into flies. I'm seeing flies. I'm thinking about butterflies too. I know that might be kind of weird for some people, but old foundations have fallen for you to build anew, and even in a sticky situation, or even when, I know this might sound pretty gruesome or whatever, I don't mean literally, but even, I saw 55 by the way, even when landing on blood or landing on the corpse, it is the nutrients for the growth. And again, I don't mean that literally, but I am seeing that there's been a lot that has happened. I'm seeing with all these skeletons, I'm seeing different people with different emotions. Like I'm seeing happiness, sadness, fear, doubt, inspiration. I'm seeing it all. Like each skull has its own tale to tell, its own story, its own perspective, its own life. These were people, and each one lived their own life. So I'm seeing there have been many chapters in your life And this one that you are currently going through may be extremely difficult. Maybe it's not the hardest that you've dealt with, and maybe to some degree it is. But I'm also seeing here that it is time and it's okay. It's okay to let go. I'm seeing somebody who is at a funeral. And I feel like for somebody in particular, this might be literally somebody at a funeral who's carrying flowers, who's going up to the casket at a viewing and sees the body of a loved one. I'm sorry for your loss if you've lost somebody, whether this is a literal loss or if this is something very significant to you. I'm feeling a lot in the heart. This feels very emotional. But what I'm seeing with these black flowers here is that it's okay to let go. It's okay. Like, everything will be okay. Your loved ones will always be with you, even if not in flesh and in the physical where you can see them. They'll always be with you in spirit. I know that might be hard to believe, but the spirit realm is literally the realm we walk in every day. And just because we do not see it and it seems far from us doesn't mean that it really is. It's literally among us every second of every day. I'm seeing a sorrow. There's a lot of sorrow and grief and mourning, but know that you are protected in this time. You are guided to cleanse and move forward and let go and heal. There are things about perspective, something about a certain perspective that has been upside down. Like, this skull is upside down. It's kind of like looking up. It's reminding me of the hangman. Don't hang yourself up in a negative way. But if you are suspended, don't forget to view things for what they are. Sometimes we have to suspend ourselves in a way to view things from a different perspective, to see things from a different perspective. What I'm seeing is, I'm remembering there was this day that I was feeling like shit, and I laid on my bed a certain way. My room is kind of like weird, the way that I have it. I saw 818, by the way. The 8s reminding me of cycles, but I laid down in a way where my head was like off of the bed, and I was staring at my wall upside down, and I just started to have these kind of like some epiphanies and some like memories and some thoughts about like things going on in my life. And so what I'm seeing here is somebody who literally puts themselves in a situation where they are upside down so that they can literally physically look at everything from a different angle, at everything from a different perspective. And I feel like this is something that, as small and as simple as it may be, this can bring you a lot of insight. If you're meditating and you're connecting with your guides, try this method. I feel like this might be significant for somebody, and there may be something very significant that comes to you. I heard Lucifer. I feel like when I did this, he was connecting with me in that moment as well. I'm seeing Baphomet. And Santa Muerte. Okay, so these other two cards, we have the 7 of coins, so 7 of pentacles, and the 8 of pentacles in reverse. 7 and 8. So the 7 of pentacles is about planting seeds and tending to them so that they can grow. Nurturing what is in front of you so it can grow. I'm seeing nurturing memories and people close to you, family, friends, people who you really care about. It's time to nurture. It's time to be there. It's time to be a better friend. It's time to be there for yourself and the people that you love. It's time to plant the seeds for your future. Now, even though the colors of the significance of the flowers in this deck are not necessarily associated with the chakra colors, I will be interpreting them more in terms of chakra colors. Also because I don't have the book, but I know that that is also like parts that that connect with it as well. So what I'm seeing here with the purple, it's reminding me of the third eye and the crown chakra. So this is definitely about higher perspective, higher knowing, planting the seeds to now for what it is that will grow in the future. You cannot expect to plant seeds to make a garden and then never tend to them and then they die and then be upset about it. If you don't tend to it, it will not grow. If you do not take care of it, it will not flourish. It will not be healthy. It takes a lot of time and effort and care and love and perseverance and learning how to view that not every plant is the same and every plant needs to be taken care of differently. Some plants love moisture and they come from rainforest, tropical rainforest, and they need a lot of moisture. Some plants like cacti will die if their soil is constantly too wet. You need to know what it is you're planting and the conditions that are necessary for it to grow. And take this literally or metaphorically. This is in every single context of your life. Career, family, friends, partnership, relationship, entrepreneurship, building for yourself, creative projects, creative pursuits, spirituality. Let's get back to this purple. You've been getting intuitive downloads, messages from your guides or from your higher self, or both, and from your ancestors, or all of the above. You've been getting these intuitive downloads of what it is that you need to do or how it is that you need to move in your life, and it's important for you to take the time to do so, to really consider it. And as hard as it may be, trust in the universe. Even if you cannot trust in people because of your experiences, know that you can trust in the universe. Know that your spirit guides, those that love you on the other side, want nothing more for you than for you to learn your lessons and progress and move forward and grow and evolve and transcend, so you can become your greatest version and help others become the same. And it is a difficult journey, and it's hard, and it sucks, and it hurts, and it takes time and patience, nurturing, kindness, forgiveness. Even in the face of anger, even in the face of your adversary, even in the face of someone who has wronged you, when all the emotions, the sadness, the fear, the doubts, the anger come up, be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. That doesn't mean that it's okay what has happened to you. But a part of you being able to move forward is letting go of the luggage that you are holding upon your shoulders. I'm seeing shoulder pain. I'm kind of like this, and my shoulders are feeling, I was gonna say uneasy, and I said uneven in my mind. Laugh, cry, express your frustration. Like, there's so many emotions that you feel, and it's important for you to feel them. And I feel you are seeing this, or it is time for you to see this. It is the only true way that you will be able to move forward in a way of stability and balance, abundance and happiness. People who shove down their emotions, it will always be there. It will always haunt you, no matter how much you try to avoid it. It is like somebody who is trying to avoid their shadow. You're always going to have a shadow. And in darkness, you're enveloped in shadow. Even if the sun is not shining on you, even if you're in complete darkness, you are still in shadow. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. There is darkness every hour. And darkness does not necessarily mean evil or wrong or anything like that. It's just a fact of nature. It just is a part of the cycle. It just is a part of what we need to learn and heal from and move forward from and work with, and to integrate. There are many who fear integration with their darkness or with their different aspects of themselves, and that doesn't mean it's okay to do stupid, fucked up things. That's not what this is about. It is just about understanding your psyche, understanding yourself, understanding your truth, understanding the essence of who you are and what you have gone through and what you have accomplished and what you haven't accomplished. The things that you have done and the things that have been done to you. It's about coming to an acceptance and working through it. They say the first stage of grief or the first stage of addictions or different things like that, it all starts with denial. People deny themselves and their emotions and their desires and deny these things, but it is important not to deny it, because then you are stuck and you're holding yourself back. Eight of Pentacles in reverse, green, it's making me think of the heart chakra. The heart chakra, love, compassion, healing. The heart chakra is the center of the main 7 points of the chakras in our bodies, even though there are way more than that, above, below, all around. There are more internally, there are more externally, but the 7 main ones, I'm seeing Reiki, but I'm seeing a lot with the heart. I feel a pull from the heart. I feel an opening from the heart. And these hearts, actually there's 2 hearts and they're really sticking out to me. There's hearts, pelvis, pelvic bones, lungs, and skulls. And it just repeats. These 4 are the same as these. I'm seeing heart, body, mind, and soul. I'm seeing lust. I'm seeing love. I'm seeing breathe. Breathe through your challenges. Breathe breathe through what it is that you're going through. I'm seeing heavy breathing. I'm seeing different things with that. So I'm seeing that in a sexual context, but I'm also seeing that as somebody who may have like asthma or issues with their lungs. I heard bronchitis, and that's not going to be for everybody. I'm seeing different issues, so this could be reproductive issues, whether you're male or female, heart issues, heart conditions. I said be aware not to eat so much salt. Be aware of salt intake. And now with salt, I'm seeing cleansing and purifying. I'm seeing salt baths. And with the mind, maybe I'm seeing people who may be experiencing depression or mental difficulties. There's a lot going on in your mind. I'm seeing a lot of stress and anxiety, fears and doubts. Find balance in your life, find balance in your routine so that you can have a healthy life, so that you can live a happier, longer life. Not just longer in an unhealthy way and being miserable, and not just healthy in a way where you are miserable and not appreciating life. I'm seeing coming together like a balance, an understanding of the need for this balance, and also understanding that the center is the heart. The gateway is the heart is the portal, is the center. I'm seeing Akashic records now, and I saw 55. So changes. I mentioned 55 earlier, didn't I? 5 is a number of change, transformation. You mentioned the death card even though it didn't come out. 5 and 5 make 10. Coming to an end of cycles, new beginnings, spiritual awakenings, coming to new truths, sharing those truths with others, being honest, communicating. We have the 4 of Cups in reverse. Blue, speaking of communication, making me think of the throat chakra. So it's interesting because these remedies, one says heroin, cough tonic, morphine fever remedy, arsenic pills, cyanide pills. I don't know if somebody here works with the body or the mind, somebody who works in the energetic or medical field or has been thinking about that. I'm seeing EMT and I'm seeing energy work. Maybe somebody works with crystals or different things like that. But I'm seeing somebody with the blue coming back to the forefront here. Communication. The thing about the 4 of Cups, and this one's in reverse, so it's about accepting and realizing the potential and the offer that the universe has been giving to you. Because the 4 of Cups upright in the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot shows somebody who is crying and there's 3 cups in front of them, or there's 3 cups in front of them and they are oblivious to this ethereal hand that is offering them a different cup. They're oblivious to it because they're so focused on what is in front of them that they're not realizing the potential of something new, of something stable, of something different. For some reason, I just felt like turning over. Like, I have this angel bell. I'm seeing spirit guides, angels, ancestors, past loved ones. And this could be upper angels or lower angels. No discrimination here as long as your intentions are pure. Know what your intentions are, whether it's to people or when working with energies or entities, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, demons, whatever you want to call them. There is more than meets the eye, and there is so much that people do not understand. And with our limited understanding of things, people still think that they know everything, but we don't know shit. We have only but scratched the surface. And I'm seeing this for somebody in regards to themselves as well. I'm hearing Ariel, like, is it Ariel? A whole new world. I think. I don't know. It's Disney for sure. I feel like I'm wrong. Is it? Fuck it. I don't know. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm getting that in my mind. So much has happened. And it's understandable that it's been difficult. And I saw 3s. 3 can be about manifestation. It could be about the Trinity, and there are many Trinities, past, present, future. Body, mind, and spirit. What else? Oh, there's just so many. Communication is key. And either you know this and you're working on this, or it is something that you have been running away from and choosing not to see. And it may be something that is keeping you from a new opportunity. There's communication. There's blockages for somebody, and there's openings for somebody. Again, since it is in reverse, I am seeing it as accepting what is, and accepting new possibilities, new beginnings. Every time I hear beginning, I hear like in the beginning. Anyway, so let's see. Heard this one. Oof. I heard specifically, I was gonna keep shuffling, and I heard this one. So this is what we got. It says surrender, letting go of the darkness. And I'm not seeing this, again, I'm not seeing it as a way of moving away from it or anything like that, but I'm seeing it as a way of integrating truth, integrating what you know, integrating what you feel, integrating your intuition, integrating with your higher self, integrating with your soul parts. I'm seeing Sylvari. This is really making me think of Sylvari. So I don't know if you play like Guild Wars, or if you like MMORPGs, or like role-playing games or things like that. Now I'm seeing like Dungeons and Dragons. But surrender. This is bringing back to the forefront. And then I see 303. about earlier with the Tower, and even though we didn't get the Death card, that energy of the Death card, it says dominance, believing in yourself. So how can you let go of negative things? How can you let go of the past? How can you let go and surrender to what is, and surrender to the best possible outcomes? How can you do that? By believing in yourself. By reminding yourself of your power, standing in your truth, and defending yourself. We have wisdom, asking questions. And you don't know the answer, ask. Figure it out. Don't just sit there and be like, oh, I don't know. Psyching yourself out, putting yourself in so much anxiety, fears, and doubts, and all this. Figure it out. Ask yourself. Do the research. Ask your higher self. Ask your guides. That's what they're there for. They want you to have a healthy relying on them. Not relying on them, expecting them to do everything for you. I saw 311 and I looked away and I saw 313. So again, not expecting them to do everything for you, but having a healthy amount of relying on them. And what I mean by that, I guess, is more so trusting in them and in their guidance. And when you feel you're at your wit's end, and when you feel you're struggling to figure something out, ask. Ask and you shall receive, right? Wisdom, asking questions. I heard Leviathan and water. I'm also seeing, I heard Aquarius. I'm seeing, what's his name? Poseidon? Mermaids. And I heard under the sea. Under the sea. Cancer. So like Cancer signs. Emotions. I'm seeing a lot of water, a lot of emotions, a lot of depth, excuse me. Knowledge. So quite a bit of cards came out, but let me keep them here. Knowledge. You have the knowledge within you. I'm seeing Akashic records again, and I'm seeing star seeds. Star family, soul family. I heard you are chosen. Walk wisely. I saw 311, which just reminded me of the 3111 and the 313, and then it was 3311. So bringing back like the 1 and 3, the 13, the death card is making me think of those changes, those transformations. Your spirit guides are reminding you that your path is never ending. It is always unfolding in front of you, whether this life or the next. You cannot escape. You cannot escape it. Whether you are in spirit or you are in the physical. You can choose to be reluctant and block it, but that doesn't mean that you're helping yourself. The whole point of the soul journey is evolution, is expansion, is growth. The next one, time in reverse. You feel like time is ticking, and then I heard ticking time bomb. Somebody feels like time is not on their side. I'm feeling a lot of anxiety and fears and doubts. Let's see what these other ones are. Trust in reverse. So time was in reverse. I don't have them in reverse, but when they fell, I guess they fell in reverse. So, and then I just heard the band falling in reverse. So trust, love, and friendship. It's been hard for you to trust. But you gotta trust in your guides. You gotta trust in yourself before anyone or anything else. And you gotta trust in your guides. Especially when you feel like you have no one else to turn to. Especially when you feel no one's listening, no one's there, no one cares. Yes, there are those that care. And just because you cannot see them doesn't mean that they don't. Do you care enough? Do you care enough to reach out to them, to hang out with them, your guides, your ancestors, your higher self? Do you care enough of your healing so that you can progress? There's this beautiful, gentle playfulness, like this innocence that I'm feeling here. In a way, I have the feeling like the dragon has its wing around her, like its claw, its wing, kind of like a bat, how they have like a claw. They don't have fingers, they just have a claw and the wing, and it's like it's around them, and the tail is around her, and she is at peace. And this dragon, I feel, is in a way innocently consoling her. And its tail is coiled up around the third eye. So I'm seeing your spirit guides are really trying to help you through this evolution, this awakening. Be at peace, be calm, be patient. Rebirth in reverse, giving yourself a second chance. Give yourself a second chance. Protect yourself. I'm seeing protection. I'm seeing this, he's nude, he's vulnerable, but there's these organic, these green vines that are growing from beneath them up. Like, in your vulnerability, know that you are protected. And in your vulnerability, you are growing, expanding, and evolving. That is rebirth. Rebirth is giving yourself a second chance. Rebirth is like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Let all that hinders you burn, and let the ash be the fertile ground for your rebirth, for your explosion of the next chapter. I'm seeing again, like I mentioned in the beginning, like a corpse and flies and maggots and stuff. I'm seeing that rebirth. It may be disgusting to people to think about, but that is fertile nutrients for these creatures. Just like the what's it called? Just like the lotus grows from murky water, the murkiness, all that soil, all that dirt within that is nutrients. Look into the symbologies of the lotus. Rebirth, transformation, spirituality, emotion. The last one, in reverse, returning, going with the flow. You have been trying to swim against the waves, and you keep being pushed back. Well, it's because you keep swimming against the waves. Go with the flow. If you go with the waves, then you will travel much further. And if you keep swimming against the waves, you're only tiring yourself out, and you're in the same fucking place that you were before. You want transformation, new beginnings, and all of this? Go with the flow. Be at peace. It's beautiful. All these leaves, it's like it's fall time. It's around that fall time. Changing leaves, changing seasons is that time where you're changing in your life. I saw 3939, and then I see 313. Go with the flow. change is inevitable. And when you learn to accept it and appreciate it, no matter how hard it can be, you become unstoppable. Because then you don't let things hold you back. And I don't mean that in a way of bitterness and spite and just like, fuck it, whatever, moving forward. Look, I just picked it up and this went like this. So, freedom, breaking the chains, and transformation, defining yourself. Alright? We're gonna leave it there. I'm over time. But I love you guys. I hope that this message helped. And actually, okay. Romance angels. Let's go. One card. But if you're interested in a private reading in person or virtually, let me know. I am available. Let's see. Any messages from the romance angels? Please. Heard this one, then these two, because there's two. They're both in reverse. Honeymoon and trust. Trust already came out in reverse earlier. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together, and the situation is calling for you to have faith. It's been difficult for you to see the new beginning and for you to see the transformation because of lack of trust or because of things that have fallen apart. What's underneath? It says, release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So, take it as you may. I hope this message helps and brings you some clarity and perspective into your situation. Again, I am available. If you are interested, let me know. And I hope that you have a wonderful day or night or whatever it is. And just remember, when the energy feels heavy, it's okay. It's part of the process. But don't let it hinder you. Feel what you need to feel and move forward. Okay? I love you guys. Bye.